Good evening for WRCO News. I'm Joanne Krulotz. Both Wisconsin candidates for U.S. Senate are campaigning across the state today. Senator Tammy Baldwin and challenger Eric Hovde have a full schedule. Baldwin's stops are in Green Bay, Oshkosh, Stevens Point, and Milwaukee. On the last two stops, she'll be at events with Governor Tim Walz. Meanwhile, Hovde is also focusing on the eastern half of the state. He's in Manitowoc, Racine County, Sheboygan, and Waukesha. Voters across Wisconsin will decide on 140 school referendum questions posted by 121 different districts for a total of over $4.2 billion. Several of those ballots are in our area. Ithaca, Viroqua, DeSoto, Lafarge, and Royal are all each pursuing operational referendums to help pay for staff and programming and cover budget deficits. Administrators say a large part of the problem is the state funding formula. Revenue limits are based on lowering property taxes, not how much money school districts need. Schools got inconsistent increases in their revenue limits starting in 2012. Some years, funding for students didn't go up at all, and money from the state has not kept up with inflation. The election is tomorrow. Do not wear that MAGA hat or Kamala shirt to the polls when you go to vote. Lisa Hale reports.
When people are passionate about their candidate, they tend to wear that passion via garb, a t-shirt, a hat, and or campaign buttons. Megan Wolf, the chief elections official in Wisconsin.
So if somebody does come in with some type of political hat or shirt or other display of a position on the ballot, they're going to be asked to not come in with that on, to potentially change it.
Wolf says any display of support for a candidate or for a position on the ballot is considered electioneering and is not allowed at the polls.
The Wisconsin Department of Transportation Division of Motor Vehicles will extend hours at customer service centers today and tomorrow. DMV service centers will remain open until 6. The extended hours will enable those needing a photo ID, frequently those who are new to the state, time to visit a DMV. Wisconsin's general election is tomorrow, and voters who don't already have a Wisconsin driver license, ID, or other form of identification needed to vote may still get a Wisconsin ID from the DMV. The Wisconsin Elections Commission website explains the options for IDs to show at the polls. There is no separate voter ID, and a federally compliant real ID card is not required for voting purposes. There are documentation requirements, such as birth certificate, proof of identity, and Wisconsin residency to obtain an official Wisconsin ID card. The voter should bring any documentation available to the DMV and fill out 2 forms. DMV's website has a locator to find the nearest DMV and check wait times. A photo ID document will be sent via overnight mail that may be taken to the polls and used for voting. Completing a provisional ballot may be an option until the photo ID document arrives. DMV offers ID cards for voting purposes to U.S. citizens free of charge. DMV's toll-free hotline at 844-588-1069 is available for questions on obtaining an ID for voting purposes. Questions regarding voter eligibility, poll locations, voter registration information, or other election information may be found on the Wisconsin Elections Commission website, elections.wi.gov. Gas prices have fallen 2.8 cents per gallon over the last week. The average across the state is $2.84 today. This is over 16 cents per gallon lower than a month ago and 29 cents lower than this time last year. Officials at Gas Buddy say no matter who wins the election, gas prices are likely to stay much lower than in previous years with the surge from COVID and Russia's war on Ukraine. Wisconsin officials say nearly 55,000 pounds of unused or expired medications were collected around the state for Drug Take-Back Weekend. The event took place over the last weekend of October, giving residents a chance to get rid of their unused or unwanted medications to reduce the risk of opioid addiction. According to the Wisconsin Department of Justice, this fall's take-back total was slightly lower than last spring's and about 5,000 pounds lower than last fall's. Officials are waiting for national numbers to see where Wisconsin ranked. The Vernon County Board of Supervisors last month voted to move forward with a management agreement with Bethany St. Joseph Corporation for Vernon Manor and Vernon Acres effective December 2nd. The vote results were 17 in favor, 1 no, and 1 absent. With this management agreement, Vernon County will maintain ownership of these facilities, while BSJ will manage daily operations, continuing to provide quality care and services to residents. This management agreement provides various benefits for Vernon Manor and Vernon Acres, some of which includes the capacity to reinvest in buildings over time, enhance purchasing power, the opportunity to leverage buying power with suppliers and contracts, improve pricing and contract agreements, volume discounts, career development, and educational opportunities for employees, and marketing support from the corporation. Bethany St. Joseph Corporation has 39 years of experience with government management agreements. In January 1985, BSJ began management agreements with the cities of Galesville and Westby to manage Marinuka Manor, a 50-bed skilled nursing home, and Northland Nursing Home, a 59-bed skilled nursing home. BSJ is excited to continue to preserve the essential role of rural nursing homes and bring their industry expertise to Vernon Manor and Vernon Acres. Through their non-for-profit approach, BSJ is committed to advancing Vernon County's mission to improve the quality of life for residents while working to inspire life, hope, and healing through exceptional care, devoted staff, and an uplifting home-like atmosphere. For residents, the management agreement will only build from the quality care they have been receiving at these facilities. The American Red Cross is highlighting the ongoing need for blood and platelet donors as festive schedules ramp up this fall. Eligible individuals, especially those with type O blood and those giving platelets, are encouraged to make a donation just ahead of the holiday season. Blood supply momentum must remain steady as the Red Cross has worked this month to recover blood products uncollected due to recent hurricanes. Any disruption in the ability to collect blood can lead to an impact on routine and life-saving medical care. A blood drive will be held Tuesday from 10:45 to 4:45 at Wisconsin Dells High School. A blood drive will also be held Wednesday from 11 to 4 at Wyoming Valley School in Spring Green. The seasons may change, but the need for blood donors stays the same. Give blood or platelets and make a big difference in someone's life by visiting redcrossblood.org, calling 1-800-RED-CROSS, or by using the Red Cross Blood Donor app. Coon Creek watershed residents will have another opportunity to shape a plan for the Coon Creek watershed this November. In the last of 4 public planning meetings, conservation nonprofit Coon Creek Community Watershed Council Incorporated has hosted this fall. The planning meeting will be held from 1:30 to 2:30 Wednesday at Coon Valley's Knutson Memorial Library. The watershed plan, which follows the 9-element framework outlined by the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, is meant to identify and address community concerns regarding the care and management of Coon Creek and its tributaries. The plan is a collaboration between Coon Creek Community Watershed Council partners in La Crosse, Monroe, and Vernon counties, Valley Stewardship Network, the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources, and Coon Creek watershed residents. The plan is being completed in 2 parts. The first part, which covers the Timber Coulee Subbasin, is on schedule to move into its implementation phase this June. The second part of the plan encompasses the rest of the Coon Creek watershed and will be completed over the next 3 years with support from a Wisconsin DNR surface water grant. The final meeting in this series will summarize the themes that emerged during community conversations at past events and detail the next steps of the watershed planning process. Coon Creek Community Watershed Council hopes the Wednesday meeting will inspire further discussion about priorities for the Coon Creek Watershed Plan and next steps in the planning process. One of these steps will be using mapping tools like the Agricultural Conservation Planning Framework to identify opportunities for conservation practice implementation in the Coon Creek watershed. Material from the past planning sessions is available on Coon Creek Community Watershed Council's planning webpage at cooncreekwatershed.org. Those who have missed meetings but still wish to contribute to the plan are encouraged to get in touch with the council by emailing council@cooncreekwatershed.org or by attending monthly council meetings. The next Coon Creek Community Watershed Council meeting will be held Wednesday at the Coon Valley Conservation Club. Dinner will begin at 6, followed by watershed updates and a recap of the fall watershed planning sessions at 6:30. The meeting is free and all are welcome. The latest winners in the Ithaca Football Boosters Calendar Raffle are Saturday, Braden Freestone, Sunday, A.J. Fowle, and today's winner is Jeremiah Ringelstetter.